Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. If you remember, originally I had said that the last Friday of every month would be a review video of the products that were unboxed that month. However, if you've been paying attention, I haven't been doing those videos. So right now we are going to review all of the products that have been unboxed thus far. Let's get started. First up, we have the Hustle Stone Planner, which I have yet to use. Not because it's a faulty product, but because I'm a faulty product user. I'm not a very good planner. My wife and I have talked about using this numerous times. We've just never actually put the pen to paper and used it. But one great thing about this planner is that it is not dated, which means you can go through and put your own dates in there as you see fit and as you use it. So I've still got a whole thing that can be used. I don't have to throw it away at the end of the year when I don't use it. Awesome. Next we have the Litra Torch. Litra Torch? I don't remember how to say it, but this little flashlight is awesome. I use this almost on a daily basis, lighting up the backyard at night before letting the dogs out, make sure there's no skunks or anything back there because we've experienced that a few too many times. So this thing lights up the entire backyard. It is phenomenal. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the original video, but it is waterproof. So I actually took it swimming the other day and it stayed lit, which is awesome. Along with that, we have the Gekko Gum, which I've used a few different times, sticking Bluetooth speakers to the walls, or you name it. One of my biggest concerns originally with this was, is it gonna dry out? Because it's like sticky tack. And thankfully, it has not dried out yet. And it doesn't seem like it's going to dry out anytime soon, so that is awesome. Following that, we have the Bagel Smart Tape Measure. I have not used this much. My wife has said she's used it a few different times. She said that as far as she can tell, the measurements are actually pretty darn accurate. Next up, we have the Fidget Cube, which is an awesome little cube. I carry this with me probably about 70 to 80% of the time. I'm really glad that I got the little cover for it along with the keychain. It makes it super easy to throw it on my belt loop, stick it in my pocket, and take it with me. And it helps me not fidget as much, although I still fidget a lot. One other thing to mention about the Fidget Cube is that I've heard that you can now buy them at Toys R Us for like 13 bucks rather than the $25 that I paid for it. So if you're still looking for a Fidget Cube, I'd check Toys R Us and get the actual Fidget Cube for a lot cheaper. Next up, we have the Hickies lacing system, which I've had on my shoes since I did the video. I've rearranged the laces a few different times just to try and get that nice perfect fit. And I'm almost there, but I still got to do a little bit of tweaking. But these are phenomenal. I hate tying my shoes like I mentioned, and these are a great fit for me. Next we have the Q bottle. One of the things I mentioned in the unboxing video for this was that when it's full, it kind of leans like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is still kind of annoying. Something else to note is that this attracts a lot of like dust and hair, and it just sticks to it, which is not the greatest look. So something to keep in mind. Also, when opening it, you really gotta hold it up at the top when you unscrew it. Otherwise, if you're holding it down here and it's full, you're gonna get splashed in the face, which may or may not have happened to me a few times. So my mother-in-law got this bottle as well, and one of the things she loves about it is that because it's collapsible, it fits really nicely into shorter cabinets. So if you just have like a little mug cabinet, this will fit perfectly in there. Next up is the Iluun wireless flash drive. I haven't used it too much, but I've done a little bit of testing with it, and one of the tests that I did was trying to stream video from this to two separate devices. And what I discovered is that one device played perfectly fine. The other device lagged. So though I was having issues streaming to two devices at the same time, Iluun says that you should be able to stream to up to 8 different devices at the same time. I'm not so sure about that. Like I said, I haven't tested that many devices, but I was having trouble with 2, so I don't know about that. And I'll definitely be using this for my kids on an upcoming road trip, so that we could just throw all their videos on there and they could just watch them on the iPad instead of loading up the iPad storage, you know? Next up, we have the Pump Audio Mix Wireless Headphones. These things are amazing. The bass on them is so awesome. I really don't have much to say about these other than they're phenomenal, and I would recommend them to anybody. Next up, we have the Picbot, which if you recall is a motorized camera assistant for your phone. My kids have loved using it, watching it track them, with the facial tracking features along with a few different other things. $200? I don't know. Next up we have the aerospace technology FerroFluid, which I have not really played around with too much because I could never get all of the FerroFluid stuff down to actually play with it properly until I sat down to film this video and my wife does it first try. And now I've been playing with it and it's actually pretty fun. Maybe I'll actually take it to work. Real life science. The FlipClip. This thing was a fail from the start, and I've attempted to use it a few different times now, and I still can't get it to work. So don't buy that one. Take my advice. Next we have the Everlast Notebook, which is phenomenal. Super easy to wipe clean, save my notes in the cloud, and I actually use this pretty regularly. One thing to keep in mind though when using this, or just the Pilot Friction Line pen in general, the ink in this pen is designed to disappear in heat. My mother-in-law also got the Everlast Notebook, and she unknowingly left her notebook in the car on a hot day. And so she went into the car to get her notebook, and she opened it up, and all of her notes were almost completely gone. Word of the wise, don't leave your Everlast Notebook in the car. Otherwise, your notes will disappear. Don't do it. Following that, we have the Speakeasy Cards, which have actually come in handy for my wife and I's vlog channel because every once in a while we do a question of the day. Which of your own skills, personality traits, or choices have you been proud of lately? I don't know. Let me know. Comments down below. Next up, we have the Blue Alpha Gear Hybrid EDC Belt. This thing is great. I've been using it every day. One thing that I do want to recommend is buy the right size belt for your body. For me, I've been wanting to lose weight, and so I went with the size that I should be, and that wasn't the wisest choice, but it still fits. So it's got the Velcro to adjust the size of the belt. However, if you have to make the belt too big or too small, the male side of the Velcro will lay flat on the nylon belt, which thus creates some extra noise every time you move, which has been a little bit annoying. However, it hasn't been happening. I don't know what I changed, but it hasn't been happening as much lately as it was at the beginning. Something to keep in mind. Don't make the same mistake I did. Get the right size belt. And last but not least, we have the gear straps that I still don't know how to use. But really, the Heimplanet Motion Series Arch Backpack, I've used it a few times now. It's great. It fits a lot, but it stays compact, which is really nice so you don't have a giant bulky backpack on you. A few things that I've noticed is that because there aren't a lot of little pockets like I'm used to on backpacks, you know, you've always got those little things in your hands or that you want to throw in your backpack you want to have quick access to. There's not many places in this particular backpack for those types of things. It either drops all the way to the bottom in the big pocket, or you can throw it in the side pocket or the top pocket in here. There's not a bunch of little pockets like you may be used to with other backpacks. Still, great backpack, and we'll continue to use this. And that is it. I think we covered all the products that had not yet been reviewed. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be sure to hit that up next time. So if you missed any of the original unboxing videos of any of these products, I'll put the links in the description box below so you can go check those out. If you like this type of video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new and you want to continue to see more products, especially next week's. Next week I think is going to be pretty cool. So with that, we will see you next week. See ya.